And we're just gonna start with the band reaching up towards the sky. I know I'm being cut off. I'll scooch back a little bit. And then back down towards your hips. So just reaching up, taking a big inhale, pulling your ribs away from your pelvis, and then lowering your arms back down. Oops, someone's in the waiting room. Go. Okay, I think we got everyone. Right. So again, just reaching your arms or your towel or your band, whatever you have today. I was even using a sock at some point earlier this week. Just reaching up, taking a nice big inhale. Exhale to float the arms back down. 2 more like that. Inhale to reach up. Pull your ribs away from your pelvis. Get as long as you can through your torso, and then lower your arms back down. On this next one, we're gonna reach our arms up. Now, if you have your dish towel, this might not work so well, so you can always drop it. Your arms can either be with your band as they go back in space, giving your shoulders a little stretch, and then reversing that pathway. Arms come up and forward. And if you didn't have a band today, you can just reach the arms up, open them out, squeeze your shoulder blades together, open your chest, and then reverse it. Open your chest, lifting up and back down. A couple more times, reaching up. Try to open your heart a little bit, but still pull your abdominal wall in front. Reaching back and up. And down. One more time. Reaching those arms up. And back. And again, back. And up. Nice. Let's go ahead and take your dish towel up or your band or just your arms up in space. That's totally fine. That works. And we're just going to draw our ribs together nice and tight in front, right? So nothing like this happening. Pull your ribs together as you tilt one way. Draw your belly button in to lift up, get taller. Tilt the other way. And lift up, get taller. Go ahead and send your gaze up towards the sky as you tilt. And then come back to center. Sending your gaze up towards the sky. And back to center. Drawing those ribs together nice and tight. Do you feel the support of your front belly as you tilt to the side? So it's not just your low back starting to take over. You can always make this movement really small. Last one. Good. Let's go ahead and bring the arms back down. Drop your band or your towel. We're gonna go ahead and bring our arms to more of a, this is called the genie position in Pilates, which just, I don't know, it makes me giggle, like whoever came up with that. They're like, let's be genies. So ribs in tight. We're just gonna rotate one way. Try to keep your hip bones facing forward, right? Sometimes the image we use is like 2 headlights that point forward. So you don't want your headlights going with your torso. As you twist, exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist the other way. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale to twist. See if you can drop your tailbone down a little bit to protect your low back. And back to center. You can always make this a small twist too. It doesn't have to be a big, dramatic corkscrew today. Good, keep going, couple more. And center, one more on each side. And center, and last one. And center. Go ahead and bring your hands down to the floor, right underneath your shoulders. Let's round our back into a cat back, scooping to curl. Pull your ribs in tight. Get your shoulder blades to stretch wide across your back. And then reach the heart forward and the tail long. Exhale to curl. You guys all know how to do this, so you shouldn't really have to look at me. Just going at your own pace. We're trying to get the spine just a little bit more mobile before we go into some of our more muscular work today. So just allowing this to be a moment for you to check in, moving with your own breath, allowing your spine to move at whatever mobility or capability it's wherever it's at today. Let's just take one more nice big round cat. And a reach of the heart forward and the tail back. Awesome. All right. So we'll come onto our backs, grabbing your towel or your band. Could be either one. Just gonna make sure no one else is in the waiting room. Okay, we're good. So a little rib cage arms this morning. So sometimes in Pilates, we really focus on trying to keep the ribs engaged, because when they pop open too much, too often, it oftentimes starts to hurt our low back or our neck. So we're really trying to just kind of like wiggle our ribs down towards the floor, and you can kind of shimmy your ribs side to side and just let them settle down towards your mat. At the same time, we're gonna bring our towel or our arms up towards the ceiling, and we're gonna try to use our exhale to keep our ribs just knit together in front. And if you're new to Pilates, this might be a new sensation for you. Those of you who've been coming, you know the sensation well. So ribs stay connected as the arms reach back. And inhale to reach the arms back up towards the ceiling. So all we're doing is reaching the arms back, and then floating the arms back up. And we won't do this forever. It's just a moment to check in with your rib cage and kind of notice where it wants to go once the arms go up towards the ears. And for me, it's also a chance to notice what my shoulder blades are doing. If they have a tendency to want to creep up towards my ears as well, I'm going to try to drop them down towards my back pockets. Let's just do one more. Good. Now we're going to float the legs up to tabletop. And notice if once your legs came up to tabletop already, your ribs started to pop open a little bit in front. See if you can really ground your back rib cage down towards the floor. At the same time, you have your neutral spine, so most of the weight is down into your sacrum, and we're not tucking the tail, so you have maybe just a little bit of space underneath your low back. And we're gonna send the arms back. And up. Exhale. And up. Let's go for 3. And up. And 2. Inhale. 1. And up. Keep your arms up towards the ceiling. Now let's just send the right leg away from us. We're going to keep the right leg right there as the arms go back. So you guys know I'm a loud breather because I like to use my breath to help me engage my core. And I know some of you are kind of embarrassed to be loud breathers when you're in class, but guess what? You're muted. So go ahead and allow yourself to breathe loudly, like you're steaming up a mirror. Let's do one more. And go ahead and switch legs. Left leg reaches out long, arms reaching back. Now I notice that this side is a little bit more tough for me. I start to lose my rib connection. So if you have a side that's a little weaker, that might happen. So this is a good moment to just Try to wiggle, keep wiggling those ribs down towards the floor. Again, using your breath. Couple more. Last one. Good. Let's bring both legs back to tabletop. We're going to start to scoop from the upper belly now. So the head is going to come off the mat. Ribs come together nice and tight. We're reaching the band or the towel just right over our shins and then coming right back down. Let's use our breath. Exhale. Curl into your front ribs. And back down. If at any point doing this exercise is bothering your neck, you can always get rid of the towel and just bring your hands back behind your neck and skull, right? Just like this. Otherwise, we're pressing out into that towel a little bit or out into your band. So the arms are starting to become a little bit more active. Shoulders a little bit more active. On this next curl, we're gonna hold. Stay here. Drop your shoulder blades down. Pull your navel in a little deeper. Squeeze your legs together. We're gonna send both legs out at a nice high diagonal and draw them back in. Use your breath. Exhale. And pull it back in. I promise we're not gonna stay here forever. Let's just do 2 more. And 1 more. Good. Rest the head down, rest the feet down, rest the arms down, shake your head no. Close your eyes for a minute so that you're not needing to use them to look at a screen, and just nod your head from side to side like you're shaking it no. Loosening up the neck for a moment. And then coming back to center. All right, we're gonna set ourselves up for that exercise again, and now I'm gonna give you a couple options. So arms are reaching up towards the ceiling, legs are in tabletop, they're squeezing together. You guys can see my knees and my ankles are touching. And from here, you can either keep the head down, and we're putting our rib cage arm exercise that we started with together with this reach of the legs away from our center and then coming back in. So the whole goal here is to try to keep those ribs connected nice and tight. If that's hurting your low back, reach your feet directly up towards the ceiling as you do this movement, okay? Otherwise, legs go out at a diagonal. Keep going. Now, if you wanted to challenge yourself a little bit more and you have a healthy neck, you could scoop up first, reach the legs and arms away, but keep your head up. Let's go a little bit quicker. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, draw those ribs down. For 3, 2, last 1, and rest it down. Toss your towel or band off to the side, hug your knees in towards your armpits. Give yourself a little rock, side to side. Allow the low back to relax for a moment. Okay, let's plant the feet down onto the mat. And we want maybe like 6 inches or 5 to 6 inches between our sits bones and our heels so that our legs aren't too far away from us and they're also not hugged in super tight. Okay? Just a little space. My legs are slightly separated. Press your arms into the mat. We're gonna curl our tail now. So now my low back finds the mat, and I'm gonna roll my spine up into a bridge. In my Pilates bridge, I have my ribs still connected, so I'm not popping open like a yoga bridge. I'm staying a little bit more connected to my core. Inhale at the top, exhale, roll it down. 1 vertebra at a time. Good, so we're gonna go a little bit more flowy on this one. Scoop the tail, roll it up. Take an inhale at the top. Exhale, roll it down. Keep going. The first couple bridges for me, especially in the morning, are always a little stiff. So with each repetition, you can kind of allow a little bit more articulation in that spine as you roll up and as you roll down. Again, using that breath to help you. So I'm inhaling at the top, exhale to kind of deflate the ribs, the waist, the pelvis, all the way back down to that neutral. 2 more. Rolling it up and down. Last one, we're gonna roll it up and stay in your bridge here. So you should feel glutes and hamstrings right away. Shouldn't really feel the low back at all. If you do, lower your pelvis down a couple inches, connect your ribs down towards your pubic bone more. We're gonna transfer our weight onto our right leg. Float your left leg up to a tabletop. Oh my gosh, right butt is working. We're just gonna hold here for a moment. Take 2 deep full breaths. Press your arms into the floor. Feel your whole back body engaging, the backs of your arms, the back of that right leg, and then float your left leg back down. Transfer your weight to your left leg. Float your right leg up. Just take a moment to hold here, really allowing the hip bones to stay nice and level. Don't let that right hip drop. Keep it up. Press those arms into the floor, and then float the right leg back down. Now we're gonna stay in this bridge position. Again, if this bothers your back, lower your pelvis down and scoop your tail a little bit more. We're going for walking bridge. So where you lift one leg up and down, the other leg up and down. Yep, so we're transferring our weight a little bit more quickly now from leg to leg. And I find that I have to really connect my waistband in super tight, like my pants are keeping my pelvis stable. So the hip bones are not rocking side to side here. Keep going, keep breathing. Check in with your neck and jaw, make sure there's not any unnecessary tension happening there. All the work is really in your glutes and in your low belly and hamstrings right now. A couple more. Last set. And lift higher up into that bridge if you can. One last squeeze of the tail, and then roll it down. Nice and slow, all the way down to the mat. Let's do the flop. Take one hand on top of each knee. Open your legs to one direction, flop over to one side. Let your head be heavy, and open your legs, flop over the other way. Opening the legs to flop. So we're just rolling side to side, getting that sequential movement through the spine, pelvis, and torso and head. Pelvis, torso, head. Maybe one more time. And let's come back to center. Let's find our band or our towel again. And we're gonna go ahead and place the right foot inside the band or the towel. So after all that hamstring work, we're just gonna stretch it out for a sec. So send the right leg up, the left leg is gonna reach long down onto the mat, okay? If you need a little bit more sort of space for that hamstring because it's super tight and you have a band, obviously you can grab down lower and let the foot go away from you. Or if you just have a towel, you can always loop the towel behind your knee here, right? So that'll give you a little bit more space as well. Let's go ahead and flex the foot and point the foot. Flex and point. Flex, reach to the heel and point. And flex and point. Go ahead and hold your flexed position and allow that right leg to drift slightly to the left. Oh, little IT band stretch, little lateral hamstring stretch here. Take a couple breaths into the back of your leg. And we'll float that leg back up to the center. And now from here, we're gonna float that leg slightly out to the right. In this position, I'm gonna take my two ends of my strap into my right hand, place my left hand on top of my left hip bone. I want my left hip bone to stay grounded as my right leg opens out to the side and slightly towards my armpit. So it's taking a little bit of muscular effort to keep my pelvis from just rolling out with my leg. Take one more breath here. And let's float that leg back up towards the ceiling. Let go of your towel or your band. We're gonna keep the right leg up for leg circles. So arms are pressing into the floor, trying to keep the shoulder blades grounded. I'm gonna cross that right leg over to the left and swoop it down, around, and back to center. Cross it, swoop, down, around, back to center. So I'm trying to keep my pelvis from rocking around. And if you need to, place that left hand back on top of your left hip bone. That can kind of help. And the sort of rhythm that I like with this is a cross, swoop, back to center. Cross, swoop, back to center. Your circle can be as small or as big as you like. If you've been doing Pilates for a while, your circle might be a little bit bigger. If you're feeling like it's really hard to stabilize through the pelvis, bend your knee and make your circle really small, right? Like maybe you're just drawing the diameter of a tennis ball. One more. Good, let's go the other way. Open it, swoop it, back to center. Open it, swoop it, back to center. Get nice and strong through the ribs. For 3, 2, and 1. Hug your right knee in towards your right armpit. Really squeeze that leg in tight. Fold at the front of your hip. Before we switch sides, we're gonna go ahead and now hug that knee in a little bit more towards your chest. I'm gonna grab my knee with my left hand, my ankle with my right hand. I'm gonna scoop up through my upper abs. My elbows are wide and I'm pulling my leg in tight. I'm gonna float my left leg up. So I'm using my abs, my upper abs a lot here. I'm gonna pull that leg in, exhale. Switch. 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 Pull it in. Switch. Switch. 2 more. Nice. Go ahead and rest it down. Send that right leg out long. Grab your band or your towel. Let's take the left leg up towards the ceiling for a little stretch. So either underneath your foot or behind your knee, if you need a little bit more space. Stretching through your hamstring. Let's flex the ankle and point. Flex and point. Try to straighten through that knee as much as you can. Some of us live like right here all the time and we think we're stretching our hamstring, but we're not. Really straighten that knee out. And we're gonna hold the flexed position, reaching through your heel. Allow your left leg to drift slightly to the right. It really doesn't take that much movement because you'll feel that lateral hamstring stretch, a little IT band stretch from the left side. Take a couple breaths here. And we'll bring that leg back up towards the ceiling. Grab onto both ends of your towel or your strap with your left hand and allow that leg to drift to the left. Now my right hand can ground my right hip bone down. Make sure it doesn't go rotating off the mat as I get to stretch and open my inner thigh on my left side. We're gonna use this whole stabilizing situation here when we go into leg circles. Let's draw that leg back up. Take your band away. Press your arms into the floor. If you know you need that little assistance of hand on your hip, go ahead and do that now. We're gonna cross the leg to the right, swoop it down, around, and up. Cross it, swoop it, down, around, and up. Cross, swoop, cross, swoop. Again, your circles can be smaller if you're finding it's hard to stabilize through the pelvis. You can also bend your knee a little bit if you need to. For 2, 1. Let's go the other way. Open it out, swoop, down, around, and up. Open, swoop. Open, swoop. 2 more. 1 more. And hug that knee tight in towards your armpit. Squeeze it tight. Fold at the front of that hip. Now we'll shift the knee slightly more towards the chest. I'm going to grab onto the top of the knee with the right hand. My left hand comes to the ankle. I'm going to scoop through my upper abs. My elbows are wide, shoulders down. Float that right leg up. We're going to exhale, pull it in. Switch. Switch, a little bit quicker this time. And switch. And switch. And switch. Let's speed it up even more. Here we go. We exhale, switch. 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 Pull the belly in tighter. Navel towards your third lumbar, drawing down towards the floor for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest the head, hug the knees in towards you, open the knees out and scoop them back together. So circling the thigh bones around, relaxing the head. Reverse your circle. And either roll to one side and walk yourself up to seated, or rock and roll yourself until you come all the way up. All right, how we doing? All right, so we're gonna come to our elbow. I'm on my right side. I'm gonna go ahead and bend my knees and bring my feet in line with my pelvis here. So I have the same scenario of keeping my ribs really connected in front, but now I'm just in a different orientation. So I can imagine the floor is behind me and I'm trying to expand my ribs into the floor behind me. My bottom waist is lifted off, so I'm not slouching in my right shoulder. I'm reaching it into the floor. And just to start, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my left arm forward. I'm gonna open it out to the side. Yeah, and you might even feel a little stretch across the front of your left shoulder already as you draw that left shoulder down. Open your palm, spread your fingers wide. We're gonna rotate the chest towards the sky. Find a little opening in the front of that left shoulder. For some of us, this is like heaven. And then go ahead and bring it right back up and forward. And again, we're opening out, open that shoulder, and then bring it forward. One more time, open it, and bring it forward. Now the hand goes back behind the neck and skull. If at any point this exercise bothers your neck, come all the way down to here, Okay, no worries, you'll just do the legs. Otherwise, we're up on our forearm, hand behind the head. We're gonna go ahead and lift the hips up as you press your knees and your shins down into the floor. So we're in like a little baby side plank. And then lower the hips back down. Let's try it again. Up we go, and down. Up, and down. Let's go for 5, and 4. Keep going. If you're down here, little lift of the hips. 2, last 1. We're gonna keep it up. We're gonna go ahead and open that top knee. As the knee comes down, I rotate my heart towards the sky, just like I did before. As my knees open, I come back to center. And then I twist to open as my knees come together. Now, if that's just too much to think about, just stick with the legs. Opening the knees and closing, right? Think of your tailbone scooping underneath you just a little bit as you draw the belly button deeper towards the spine, right? Otherwise, oh, we're twisting and twisting. Keep going for 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. Go ahead and come all the way up, grab onto your ankles and give yourself a big side stretch. All right, coming on to all fours. Don't worry, we'll do the other side in a moment. We're gonna tuck the toes. Now here I have my nice, beautiful neutral, so I'm not scooped and I'm not collapsed. I'm just right in the middle. Again, my ribs are just in line with my head and my pelvis. Go ahead and float your knees up 1 inch. Yeah. Draw your shoulders down. We're just gonna take a baby rock towards your hands and a baby rock towards your heels. Towards your hands, towards your heels. Now notice if you start to lose your abdominal engagement, see if you can really lift that abdominal wall away from the floor as much as you can. Let's go for 3, and 2, and last 1. Lower the knees down, untuck the toes, press back to a child's pose. Rest the whole torso forward for a moment. And let's roll it up and change sides. On the left elbow, underneath your shoulder, bottom waist is lifted, left shoulder is down. We're gonna start with that reach of the right hand forward. And we open our chest up to the sky, allowing that right shoulder to have a little stretchy moment, and then bring it forward. Opening the chest towards the sky, and then bring it forward. 1 more. Open it up, and bring it forward. Here we go, hand goes back behind the neck and skull. We're gonna float the hips up, and we add that clamshell. So we open the knees up. As they close, we rotate slightly towards the sky, and then come back to center to open the knees. Again, if this rotation is bothering your shoulder, or you just can't quite get it this morning, don't worry, just take it out. It's all good. Stay with the legs. Here we go, a little bit quicker. Closing the knees and opening the knees. Closing the knees, opening the knees. Draw your tailbone down a little bit more. Pull your navel in. Feel your glutes working, those side glutes that help you balance and dance and ski and hike. Last one. And lower all the way down. Grab onto your ankles, give yourself a big side stretch. Oh. And coming on to all fours. All right, so nice neutral spine again. We're gonna go ahead and float the left foot. Sorry, this is my right foot, up towards the ceiling as my knee is bent. In this position, it's really tempting to want to collapse in the low back. See if you can keep a little bit of length in your low back and in the backs of your ribs. We're gonna pulse this leg up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now keep that leg where it is. Right leg is up, left hand goes out to the side. So now I'm balancing. Whew, now I really have to use my front ribs. And we're gonna go ahead and pulse the arm and the leg up at the same time. Pulse it up, 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 up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay there. I know the right glute is working. You're gonna press your right hand into the floor and try to rotate your heart to the left. Open that left arm out. Keep lifting that right thigh up, 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 up. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Draw your belly in a little deeper. Hold it for 1 more second. Reach. And then lower it back down. All right. Kind of wiggle head and tail, side to side. Loosen it up for a moment before we go to the other side. All right, so the left leg goes up now. Nice neutral spine, belly connected. Here we go, little pulses up, 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 up. Draw those low belly muscles in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Doing great, keep that leg up. Now the right arm goes out to the side. Little balance challenge for a moment. Here we go, keep those front ribs really connected as we pulse the arm and the leg up now. Arm and the leg, arm and the leg. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that leg up. Now we rotate the heart to the right. Really use that left hand. Press it into the floor. Open your heart to the right. Draw your belly in. Keep lifting that back thigh up, 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 up. See if you can twist maybe 1 more inch. Hold it for 1 more second. And bring it back down. Nice work. Press back into your child's pose. Rest your head on the floor. Roll it up. Let's swing the legs around for a couple roll-ups and roll-downs. Just getting the spine to loosen up. Here we go. Legs are gonna go out in front of you. If your hamstrings are tight, you can soften the knees at the top. Arms are reaching forward. Take an inhale here. Exhale, scoop the tail. Roll the spine down 1 vertebra at a time. Laying each vertebra down. Rest the head. Here we are, rib cage arms. Reach the arms back, but let the ribs stay connected. Exhale, arms come up. Head floats up. Peel your spine off the floor. Reach for your toes. Find a little hamstring stretch. And then lift it up tall. Use your posture muscles to reach. Exhale, roll it back. Scoop through the belly. If it's hard for you to roll back, you can walk down the backs of your legs and then walk up the backs of your legs to come back up. Rolling ourselves up, finding a hamstring stretch. Inhale, lift it up tall. Let's go a little bit quicker. Exhale, roll it down. Reach. Exhale, roll it up. Reach for your toes. Lift it up tall. Exhale, curl. Reach it back. Exhale to roll it up. Reach for your toes. Inhale, lift it tall one more time. Exhale, curl. Reach it back. Exhale, roll it up. Reach for your toes. Hang out here for a moment. Just let the head be heavy. Let the torso be heavy. If your hamstrings are really tight, you can stay a little bit more upright, reaching the spine long. If you have the flexibility, feel free to fold over your legs, breathing into your back. And rolling back up. Okay, so let's roll into our bellies. We gotta do the posture work. So, legs are slightly separated. Arms are down long at my sides. My palms are facing the floor. And I'm gonna have my head up so you can hear my voice, but you guys are gonna have your forehead down onto your mat. From here, feel your navel draw up and in like it's got a little ice cube underneath it. Press your hip bones and your pubic bone evenly down into the floor as you pull those abs in tight. Draw your shoulder blades together on your back. Pull them down away from your ponytail or away from your skull. And we're going to keep the fingertips on the floor as you reach your chest gently forward and up. So a little extension here, trying to pull the abs in tight, reach the spine as long as you can get it. So rather than thinking about bowing up, think about getting long. Think of the back of the neck being long so that you're not squishing the back of the neck. And then rest it back down. Let's try it again. Here we go. Shoulder blades in, belly button tight as we lift up. Good. From here, float the arms off the floor now. Woo, okay. With your arms floating, let's go ahead and bring the pinkies towards the thighs. So we're trying to squeeze our arms towards our legs and then just open them out slightly away from our legs. Squeeze them in tight and open it. Squeeze it in tight and open it. If this bothers your low back at all, lower down a couple inches. Draw your belly button in a little deeper. If that still bothers your back, rest your head and your chest all the way on the floor and just lift the arms. Just work with the arms today. 2 more. And last one. And rest it down. Good. Let's go for swimming. Take the arms out to a nice wide V. So my body's in a nice X here. Thumbs pointing towards the ceiling. Shoulder blades are gliding down the back, which is more challenging with the arms up in this V position. Now we're gonna go ahead and lift the arms, the chest, and the legs all at once. Here we go, like Superwoman. Lift it up, pull the belly in tight, and rest it down. And lift it up, and rest it down. Great. Now just lift the right arm and the left leg. Right arm and left leg lift as the chest lifts. And back down. Good, switch. Left arm, right leg. And back down. So the opposite arm and leg are lifting and then lowering. Lifting and then lowering. Again, reach the body long. If you're a beginner, stay with this. If you're up for it, we're gonna go for full swim, which means the chest is gonna stay up and the legs and the arms are gonna switch at the same time. Trying to take any rock out of the pelvis, trying to keep that connection of the shoulder blades gliding down. Woo, such a good challenge. Here we go, keep going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest your cheek onto your hands, bend your knees, swivel the shins side to side. And let's take the hands underneath the shoulders. Come on up. Go ahead and round your back into a nice big cat stretch. Okay, one more thing before I let y'all go. We're gonna come back to our knees again. So I'm gonna grab my little blanket for my sensitive knees. Now I'm warm. So here, we're gonna take the right leg out to the side. Hands go back behind the neck and skull. And I can feel like now all of my front belly muscles drawing up and in. My back muscles even feel really strong here. So I'm trying to keep this length through my torso. And I'm just gonna side bend slightly towards my foot and then back up. A little side bend and back up. Again, if this bothers your back at all, make it really small and focus on connecting your ribs. Yep, 2 more. And 1 more. Great, now we go the other way. Lift up to reach over. This one's a little bit more challenging. Up to reach over. Using your obliques here to lift you out of your pelvis. Again, using your breath. So really asking your body here at the end of class to be as long as it possibly can. Trying not to collapse or shorten. Good, let's reach it over. Take the left hand down to the floor now. So we're gonna press the right foot into the floor, press the left hand into the floor, and go ahead and lift your bottom leg. So we're in a nice side plank. Either hold here, feel the quiver of all those stabilizing muscles in your left shoulder, or a little bit more advanced, you drop the hips and lift it up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that knee down. Draw your belly in as you bring your torso back all the way up. Okay, let's switch sides. Good job. It's hard. It's a tricky one. Here we go. Side bending towards your foot and back up. Towards your foot and back up. Again, using your breath. Letting your torso be long, letting your body be long. 1 more. And let's go the other way. Reaching and up. Reaching and up. If you've been on the reformer, this is maybe an exercise that you recognize when you're sitting on the box. And you're reaching to the side, getting all those obliques to work. 2 more. And we're gonna come all the way down, bringing your hand down to the mat. Here I'm gonna really press into my right arm, my left leg into the mat as I sneak my bottom leg up. Either hold this position, reaching through the right arm, or little dips and up, dip and up. 2 more, dip and up. 1 more and up. Lower that knee down, reconnect to your core to help you lift your torso all the way back up. Amazing. Let's end the way that we started class. Either with no band or no towel, you can just circle the arms around, or grab your band and reach the arms up. Open the shoulders and reach the arms up and down. So this is like the reward at the end of class, right? It should feel good. If any part of this does not feel like it should be part of your self-care program, do something that feels good to your body right now. A stretch or a movement that you like. Couple more. Opening the shoulders, lifting up through the belly. And last one. Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I can't see you, but I know you did fantastic.